Hello, hello. We are live right now. Just waiting for some people to hop on board and then we can get started. But we haven't done a live in quite some time. First live in, say, several months. We're doing our first live in a very long time. So glad to be live again. We've done mostly pre recorded, but I had to hop on live for the breaking news that is going on right now. And that is in regards to the deal that has just been passed. If you're first joining, make sure that you do go ahead and smash that like button. I would appreciate that. We do have some people hopping on now. Make sure that you do go ahead and smash the like button. Just help that YouTube algorithm so the live can get pushed out to even more people. Okay, we got a bunch of people hopping on board right now. Okay, a lot of people hopping on board right now. That was fast. Again, if you're first joining us live, smash the like button. I would appreciate that. Just help with that YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. We haven't done a live in a very long time, but I felt it was necessary to do a live right now because of the breaking news that is going on, and that is that a deal has been reached now between President Biden and moderate Democrats, progressive Democrats. We have now reached a deal in regards to the infrastructure bill, and we'll be talking about that in just one moment here. Let me just make sure, do a quick sound check, make sure that we are good in the hood. Put something in the chat here. Do a quick sound check. Sound check. Here we go. Hello. Yep, we are good. We are good. Okay, just making sure. Okay, fantastic. So if you're first joining us again, this is the live. We're discussing the infrastructure bill that has just passed. This is breaking news. President Biden has now reached a deal with Democrats and Republicans to move forward on infrastructure as part of his trillions of dollars worth of stimulus and plans and packages that he's pushing for. So let's get started and dive right into the news. Again, if you're first joining us, make sure you go ahead and like that button, smash the like button. I would appreciate that. So, President Biden has said today, Thursday, that he has agreed to a deal on infrastructure with a bipartisan group of senators after White House officials and the senators had a massive breakthrough the night before in their infrastructure negotiations. This happened overnight, and the deal has been officially reached as of today. Both Republican and Democratic senators said Wednesday evening that there was an agreement reached with White House officials and 10 senators on a bipartisan infrastructure deal. And on Thursday afternoon, Biden said he had signed off on the agreement. He said, "We have a deal." He said, quote, specifically, "To answer your direct question, we have a deal." Massive breakthrough. And this is fantastic news in regards to also President Biden's other plan because it could show that he could work with bipartisan groups of individuals and he could work with moderates and also essentially give favor to Republicans as well, and Republicans can get what they want. So this is fantastic news. Now, hurdles do remain. It is unclear if the proposal will have enough support from GOP senators or progressive lawmakers to end up as law. The announced agreement is a significant development that could pave the way for a passage of a chunk of Biden's domestic agenda. Again, trillions of dollars, and he was able to get it done. Quote, "We all agree that none of us got all we wanted. I clearly didn't get all I wanted. They gave us more than I think maybe what they were planning to give us in the first place, but this reminds me of the days when we used to get an awful lot done up in the United States Congress." Quote from President Biden. The president also said, quote, "Bipartisan deals mean compromise." Now let's take a look at what is inside of this agreement. What can we actually expect as far as the dollar amount and essentially where different areas are going to be allocated and where dollars are going. So here's a breakdown of the proposed spending. Roads and bridges and major projects will get $109 billion. That will be a good chunk of this bill. This is a $953 billion deal. And so nearly $1 trillion, just under $1 trillion. Safety, $11 billion. Public transit, $49 billion. We have passenger and freight rail, $66 billion. Electric vehicle infrastructure, $7.5 billion. Electric buses and transit, $7.5 billion. Reconnecting communities, $1 billion. Airports, $25 billion. Ports and waterways, $16 billion. We also have infrastructure financing, that's $20 billion going there. Water infrastructure, $55 billion. Broadband infrastructure, very important, $65 billion. Environmental remediation, $21 billion. Power infrastructure, including grid authority, $73 billion. Western Water Storage, $5 billion, and Resilience, $47 billion. If you're first joining us, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button and make sure you are subscribed as well. Thank you very much. Kirsten Sinema, Democrat from Arizona, very moderate. She's very dicey. You don't know which way she's going to vote. She said, quote, "No one got everything they wanted in the package. We all gave some to get some." So the fact that she was able to compromise and President Biden was able to work with her, fantastic sign, showing some progress, some hope in the United States Congress, if I do say so myself. If you're first joining us again, make sure you go ahead and also comment down below in the chat there, the live chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I'm curious, where are you viewing from? Where are you tuning in from? You tuning in state in the U.S., or we even have some worldwide people? I saw other countries listed there as well. Now, one of the biggest points of connection was how to pay for the measure. According to a White House fact sheet, the financing sources included an assortment of options, such as reducing the IRS tax gap, redirecting unused federal unemployment money from the 26 states that are prematurely ending the relief program and repurposing other COVID relief measures, so actually taking that funding and putting it towards this bill. As the Republican governors, and as these are majority Republican governors that are ending the unemployment benefits early, they're actually not going to be using those funds, and so they're just going to direct them towards Biden's vision. 21 senators, 11 Republicans, and 10 Democrats have endorsed the framework, although it will likely need to win the support of Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer in order to meet the 60-vote threshold needed to pass legislation in the Democratic-controlled Senate under regular order. So you still have to get his support and other Democrats as well. It's not a done deal. Nothing has been finalized. So far, the deal is reached between this specific group and the president. So that's essentially what we know so far. And Pelosi also said, quote, there ain't no infrastructure bill without the reconciliation bill, because she wanted that included as well. And the president also said, quote, "If they don't come, I'm not signing." It's real simple as far as getting everyone in support and voting on the bill. He said that he expects Congress will have voted on the core infrastructure plan and the reconciliation package by the end of the fiscal year on September 30th of this year. And so nothing is finalized again. Nothing has been voted on officially yet. Nothing has passed. See, we have Jason here. So all this talk was made. It's just all an update. Well, it does bode well. This is progress. We're seeing progress happen between both parties and the president. We're seeing how the president is reaching across the aisle and he's able to work with people that are not on his side and compromise with them. President Biden wanted to spend trillions of dollars on this, and he was able to get it down to $953 billion. This could also serve as a framework for a different infrastructure package. If it's not this exact package, it could very well look something like it. So we will have to see what happens. I do think we'll end up seeing most of what you see in this bill in the final package. So I do think it bodes well. I do think this is a good sign, and I could imagine and envision this package getting passed into law. That is very true. That is very true. And of course, there is speculation. Will there be a fourth stimulus package? Well, what could happen, Deborah, and what we've been talking about on this channel in all of our updates is essentially that while it might not be a fourth stimulus package, you could see permanent implementation from past stimulus packages, permanent measures in there actually in future bills. So we could see, again, the expanded enhanced child tax credit become a permanent feature of the IRS tax code. We could see more welfare. We could see more unemployment benefits. That could be raised. You never know what's going to happen. And there's also talk of UBI. We're also seeing universal basic income play out in small pilot projects and programs throughout this country. So you just never know what's going to happen. And it could also come in the form of raising the minimum wage. It could come in the form of